Hello friends, my name is Bilal Khan and today I'm going to be talking more about the details of availability zones, how it works and all the details that are relevant to it. So I have told you in my previous video about the regions and what are the availability zones that are present in these regions and what are the data centers that are present in these availability zones. So you need to keep this in mind that commonly there are 2 or 3 availability zones in each region. Let's say if I have the UAE region, then in that region there would be 2 or 3 availability zones. And you also need to keep in mind that these availability zones will not be present in one place. Instead, these availability zones will be present some kilometers away from each other. Let's say if the emergency happened, then all the availability zones won't be affected. Instead, if one availability zone is affected, then other can still be functioning. And the travel or the what you can say the distance between each other like is in 100 kilometers. Like these availability zones are present in 100 kilometers area. So in case if one is affected, then another can still be functioning. So this is the thing that you need to keep in mind. And another thing that is also important, that the fire brigade, the electricity backup or the internet backup, these are all the things that are already present. Let's say if the fire got up, then the fire brigade will be also present. If the internet didn't work, then there is an internet connectivity or the backup that is already present. And let's say if the electricity is not working, then there is also a backup of the electricity, so that the availability zone is not shut down. Instead, it is still continuously working. So this is the important point that you need to keep in mind. So now let's go to the screen. I'm going to show you some further more details about it in that page so that you can see them. So in the previous video, I have shown you the AWS global infrastructure, what are the regions and the availability zones that are present in it. As you can see here, if I hover to any of the region, you will see that commonly there are 3 availability zones that are present in each region, right? There, Hyderabad, there are 3 availability zones. Similarly, in Mumbai, there are 3 availability zones. UAE or Bahrain, there are commonly 3 availability zones, and each of the availability zone is not present near to each other. Instead, they are present some kilometers away from each other. All right, so in case of emergency. So now if we take a look at the what you can say the regions, this is the region, these are the availability zones, and inside each availability zone there are data centers. There could be 1, that could be 2, or that could be 3 data centers present in each availability zone. So yeah, this is an important point. And after that, one thing you also need to keep in mind, that each of the availability zone is represented by some kind of code. In the previous video, I have shown you that the region is represented by some kind of code, like US East 2. This is representing the US East Ohio. Similarly, US East Nigeria, North Virginia is representing the code like US East 1. So these are the code of the region. But if you want to detect the availability zone, then it would be like this. Let's say if the East Ohio, US East Ohio has 3 availability zones, then it could be like this: US East 2A, US East to B, US East to C. So A, B, C, through these alphabets, the availability zones will be identified. Although with the regions, the just A, B, C will be written, and those could be identified as availability zones. If we take a look at this, you can see here US East 1A, US East 1, 2, 3, like C, E, A, B, C, like this. All right. So yeah, this is the important point that you need to keep in mind. And another thing that I have forgotten to show you, that basically if there are 3 or 2 availability zones, and if the data is going to be transformed from one availability zone to another, then that data will be transferred in encrypted format, not in a plain format, but in encrypted format. In case if the hacker hacked those system, then they won't be able to see those data. Instead, the data will be in encrypted format. So yeah, this is the important point that you need to keep in mind. And another thing that you also need to keep in mind is that, let's say if you are deploying your application in multiple servers, then you need to keep in mind that first of all, deploy the application in first availability zone, and deploy the application copy or piece of application in another availability zone. Let's say if one availability zone got an emergency, then the backup or the data will still be available in another availability zone. Like if you saved the application in US East 2 A, then it would be the availability zone 1, but you also need to save the copy of it in the US East 2B also, so that in case if the 2A didn't work, then the 2B will be present. So yeah, this is the important point that you need to keep in mind in case if the emergency happened and you don't want the application to be shut down. Instead, you want the application to be still running. You need to deploy the application in multiple availability zones. In this case, it will work fine. So yeah, these are all the things that are relevant to the availability zones. I hope you understood it and liked this video. So if you liked it, then make sure to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, then ask those questions in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer all of them. So till then, goodbye.